Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh, United. What happened with United against Tottenham right there, Breton?
Well, see, here's the funny thing is I thought you were going to say Arsenal because
Hmm.
we actually have to talk about them in a little bit, but you're absolutely right. We have to start with United. We have to start with your boy
Mm. You know what?
CR7.
You know why I
CR.
want to start with United, because we got to see why Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT.
Yeah.
The GOAT. Okay? Assist, goal. And the assist, you see that back in the day, sidestep that Ronaldo did previously, and he just does that assist. And,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and you know
Beautiful.
what? I don't care if their collective age is over
Mm.
70, but Edison Cavani and
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo should continue to be the strike
Oh,
force
yeah.
for United. I mean, that was a lot of fun to watch, and but here's what I got to ask you. I got to
Hmm.
ask you: does this just buy Ole more time,
Yeah.
or did you actually see some sort of a collective change here? Because obviously they got Atalanta coming up. I mean, there's some big games
Hmm.
coming up.
And
So,
City's next
um,
Sunday, right? No,
yep.
I'm not going to say 100%, Bretton. I'm going to say
Okay.
500% that always going to leave. Okay? And the
Fair
reason
enough.
why like this comeback happened, in my view, it was Sir
Uh-huh.
Alex Ferguson. He clearly had to step in and say, look, my boy Ronald, look,
Yeah.
we need to work with what we have right here, okay? And let's play the best team, okay? This is
Sure.
clearly, Ferguson must have told Ollie, just play the best players. Just play the best players. That's why Cavani and Ronaldo were there up front.
Yeah.
Goals were needed. Just go simple, okay? But the problem here is you're going simple, Ollie. But
Mhm.
where's Sancho? Where is Sancho? 85 million down the drain, just like the 40 million of Donny van de Beek. This is the message that we're giving young players coming to Man United. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. This is my
Yeah, well,
thoughts.
you know what? The good thing is Sancho's a young buck, and
Oh,
and I think he can find his feet well with a couple
no.
games. And I don't know. I don't know whether how it's going to happen moving forward
You'd
because
say
I
the
don't know
same
where
with
he's.
Donny, Breton. You'd say the same
Yeah,
with Donny. Donny's a young buck. He'll play.
yeah, yeah.
18 months. Look what
It,
has happened to Donny's career. His career, I won't say it's over because that's too much,
yeah,
but it's definitely had a big impact and a negative one.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, we'll see, and that's one obviously with Jaden with Donnie. I mean, those are club situations we hope iron themselves out. And Jaden, I don't even think has gotten the chance. Donnie Van, I mean, he clearly that's just one he's got to get away. He's got to get away. But let's. I don't want to pivot too quickly
mm-hmm.
because Nuno Espirito Santo
Yes.
he's got a little bit of an issue on his own because now uh, Ole had his 5-0 reckoning,
Mm-hmm.
right? At the hands of Liverpool, comes back. Hell, even Bayern lost 5-0 to Gladbach midweek, and Gladbach's a very
That
fun team
was
to watch right now.
bold. That
Yeah,
was
and
bold.
they came back with a 5-2 win over Union Berlin over the weekend. So it's Nuno. Something's got to happen here, and I think they're what? They're 500. They're 5 wins, 5 losses, and not exactly playing attractive football. So what do you? I think they've. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to pull this out of thin air here.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly believe that they have not had more than maybe 2 shots on goal in like the
Mm-hmm.
last 2 full games, 3 full games, maybe.
Yes. But you know
It's
why, right? You know right. You know why, right?
well,
Like Nunchpirit Sant had a
yeah,
team at the start of the season.
okay.
He had a team with Dele Alli. He had a team that players that wanted to be there.
Now
The
Harry,
moment you don't sell Harry Kane, that's the
yeah,
end of Nunchpirit's son. Because
yeah,
he's got to play him 100%, and he's not going to play even half the Harry Kane that he
that's
was.
yeah, that's
We
true.
saw that game against Man United. Harry Kane disappeared. I'm going to call Harry Casper Kane, okay? That was a ghost. He was a ghost.
I'm
That's the
not sure.
truth.
I'm
And
not sure
he's
he's
saying,
actually. Yeah, sorry,
he's
sorry.
saying to the Tottenham board, look, you're not going to sell me? You're not going to sell me, right? So look what's going to happen. My
Oof.
value is going to sink, sink, sink until I'm sold. Okay, it
Yeah,
works. It works. But I don't think his legacy at Tottenham will look too good, in my opinion, in the long run. But that's my opinion. That's what I
yeah.
think is happening.
I
Because
hope
it's
you're
the
wrong
moment
there.
that Kane starts to play, Spirit
Yeah.
Son's having a bad time. So Fabio Paratici, think. This is the moment. This is the moment that's going to mark his stay at Tottenham, in my opinion, too. That's the person that does decisions.
there's a lot to lose there. There's a lot to
Hmm.
lose there for a guy that just started on the job, and I mean all
Yeah.
across the board. This is very different than it seems like. Hot seats, right? Just
Hmm.
managers potentially leaving. It honestly feels like when you exile a Harry Kane or a Harry
Hmm.
Kane moves on, it feels like you're exercising, to use a Halloween term.
Yeah.
You're exercising a part of the club and shipping it off because Harry Kane
Exactly.
is a large part of the success that Spurs saw. And I don't know
It's
where that's going to
plummet.
go.
It's plummet the style of play, Breton. It's
Yeah, no,
plummet. The
I
shots
agree.
on target, the intensity, the bad decision making on the
Yep.
pitch. It's clear. It's so
And,
clear.
and I agree. When Wolves were at their best, under Nuno's, uh,
But I don't
tutelage.
think Noon's the guy.
No,
I
no, he's probably not the guy. But when they were at their best, it was a whole lot more than
hmm.
the strike force, right? It was a whole
Hmm.
lot more than Jimenez.
Yeah.
So I do wonder where it's going to go from here. But you know what? Let's move on to positive stuff because Chelsea right now actually has I believe, a 3-point lead at the top because
Hmm.
Liverpool gave up a point to Brighton, and that shock Manchester City loss. I know Laporte was sent off early, but I mean Chelsea. Come on, we talked about 17 different goal scorers last week.
Hmm.
We talked about just the fact that they're a sum of a total instead of just being Lukaku.
Insane.
Obviously, because Lukaku's been out, and now you're looking at, who was it? Reece James, of all people, just making I mean, he's got 4 goals this year. 4 goals in the Premier League. He had 2 goals as they beat, as they should have, Newcastle. But Reece James has 4 goals, and he's leading Chelsea at the top of the table in the Premier League. He's leading Chelsea in goal scoring, and he's also added 2 assists to
And
boot.
Reece James is too the leading defender in goals in the Premier League.
I think you're
So
right.
I have a stat here that you hit right on the money. This
Yeah.
is the stat. Reece James and Ben Chilwell combined have
Yeah.
more goals than Neymar and Messi. Ben
Oh,
Chilwell and Reece James have 7 goals, and Messi and Neymar have 5. Okay, these are
yeah.
fullbacks. This just shows that Tuchel, like he's the right man at Chelsea. The
Yeah.
fullbacks that he uses, okay, first of all, they clearly know how to shoot the ball. Okay,
Yeah.
Chilwell is deadly with a lob. Okay,
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
ball is up, Chilwell can shoot it. Like I'd say 6 out of 10 he scores. That's
Yeah.
how good he is. Reece James, I'm surprised. The big thing, Trent for me is the best attacking right back, but Reece James is 200%. And it's not even bold, better
Yeah.
than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He
Oh,
is.
yeah.
He is
Yeah.
much better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka right now.
Mhm.
And I see it being Trent or Reece James. And it's a good discussion. It's a good discussion.
I mean, hell, that's like the best problem for Gareth Southgate to have.
Hmm.
That is just tough. I don't envy his job moving forward, even when you do add a guy like Wan-Bissaka into the mix.
Hmm.
But yeah, Reece James is what a performance. I mean, so much so that I loved Chelsea's Twitter account throwing shade at Newcastle by calling it Saint Reece James Park after they left.
I didn't
Come
see that
on,
one.
that's good.
That's quite harsh, but
It
that
is a
was a
little
nice
bit.
one.
It is a little harsh, but it's pretty funny, and I can't take any credit for it. But you know what? Cobham products, Chelsea
Hmm.
products, just continue to impress, and they don't
Mm.
even need to be taking the pitch for the Blues.
Yeah,
Conor Gallagher
I know.
against City. Come on, man! That what a phenomenal performance, and you know that I've talked about him quite
Yep.
frequently because every time I've seen him, I enjoy his engine. Just that, just start there. He's just got one of those engines. He just never stops running, and frankly, you add a little bit of intuitive
Hmm.
footballing play, some skills, some
Very nice
proper
instincts.
tackling, proper passing,
Yeah.
great instincts, exactly. And Conor Gallagher is definitely one of the more underrated midfielders in the Premier League.
I I might say that Crystal Palace is full of the underrated. Like, but Conor Gallagher, like Ole's Conor Gallagher, Crystal Palace might be like the team that can go to a Europa League and nobody's mentioning. Patrick Vieira, we were
Yeah,
saying Patrick Vieira. We don't know if he's a good coach.
right.
He is a good coach. Patrick Vieira is a good coach. Like the decision making of the players that even come to the club,
Yeah.
Hudson Edouard, Olise, like French speaking players too. So
Yeah.
I'm liking this a lot. And you're mentioning Conor Gallagher, 1 goal and 1 assist. And it's crazy. Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher next season at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Like, how many attacking midfielders or players that are very good offensively in midfield does Chelsea have? Ziyech, Mount. My days, it's so many. So, Conor Gallagher had a goal and assist, was the player with the most chances created on the pitch, the most tackles, and the most shots on target. Okay? MVP. What a good mention, Brett.
He's everywhere. And here's what I love about it. Patrick Vieira, and yes, he is a good coach, but there are some New York City FC fans that might actually be against that, and Nice fans that might be against that. But hey, he's a young coach, right? Obviously, from his footballing years, you get a whole different kind of knowledge that you need, some of which carries over. And maybe this is the start. This is the true start of Patrick Vieira's managerial career. But here's what I love. He said about Conor Gallagher, oh wait, I have the quote right in front of me. Look at that. The staff and myself are really enjoying working with him. He comes in every morning with a big smile on his face, and he leaves the training ground with a big smile as well. When he's on the field, he's working hard every single day, and he's a player that wants to fulfill his potential. I mean, I think we're going to be saying that about Conor Gallagher when he's 25, when he's 28, and when he's 35. He's going to be one of those guys. He'll be like a Mark Noble, right? He's just around leader. So I'm really, really high on him. How he fits into the English picture in the future, I have no clue. It's too early maybe to say that, but it was an absolute joy to watch him run around that pitch, because City has enough quality, even with a man down, to pin you back, right? And Conor Gallagher was a big reason they actually walked out of there with 3 points. So
it's a big question that Chelsea have, right? Because will they keep him? Because not even a Tammy Abraham stays at Chelsea. Okay, and he's a top-class striker in the Serie A. So it's a big question with Conor Gallagher. That's quite true. Go to a West Ham. I'm all right. But we believe in him. Let's see what happens. Let's see how he develops.